The topic that I am going to cover today in this video is what do we mean by the hydraulic gradient line and the total energy line. These two concepts are very much important for the study of flow of fluid in pipes. Here, as shown in this diagram, suppose I am having two tanks or two reservoirs. Like here, let me just say that this is my reservoir A and the other one is my reservoir B. And these two reservoirs are connected by a long pipe. This is my long pipe by which the reservoirs are connected. And here I have also placed piezometers at several distances. I'll just label this. These are my piezometers by which I can measure the head. As the fluid flows from the reservoir A to the reservoir B, the fluid will be under pressure and the liquid level will rise in the piezometer to a certain height. And this height will depend on the pressure at that point. Like suppose I have shown here in the first piezometer, it rises till this height, and in the second piezometer, it rises till this height. Here, this is my datum, and from the center line of the pipe to this datum, this is Z, which is my datum head. Here, this arrow will come actually inside the pipe, which is, it starts from the center of the pipe to the datum. But here actually, as I have drawn a very thinner pipe, that's why I have shown my arrow outside. But whenever you are drawing it, show it inside, which is from the center. The next thing we'll do is, we'll join the levels of the piezometer by using a line, which is, we'll connect the piezometer levels with the help of a line. Like this, we'll connect it, and this line that we have got, that is known as the hydraulic gradient line. We write it as HGL. Then one more thing we need to see is, what is my pressure head? For that, here you can see this, the vertical distance between the center line of the pipe and the hydraulic gradient line, that is known as my pressure head, which is represented as P by rho g. And from this we can write that my hydraulic gradient line will be the sum of pressure head and the datum head, that is P by rho g plus Z. This P by rho g is my pressure head and Z is my datum head. And together these two are also given a term, and this term is known as the piezometric head. You will have to remember all of these things, as most of the times it is asked in the MCQs in the competitive exams. So combined P by rho g plus Z is known as the piezometric head. Then let's see what are the losses that will occur. One will be the entry loss, and entry loss is given by the equation 0.5 v square by 2g. Then the other one will be the exit loss. This I am talking about the minor energy losses, and that is given by the equation v square by 2g. And of course, we are having the major energy loss, which is the friction loss. Above the hydraulic gradient line, here we'll represent this as v square by 2g, and then we'll draw one more line. Now this line is known as the total energy line. This means that the total energy line is at a vertical distance of v square by 2g above the hydraulic gradient line. Then from the total energy line, I have just drawn an horizontal line, and this represents my friction loss, which is HF. From this, we can write that the total energy line is the sum of pressure head, which is P by rho g, plus kinetic head, that is V square by 2g, and datum head, which is Z. Now I'll just define this. The definition says that the line which gives the sum of pressure head, that is P by rho g, datum head, which we represent by Z, of a flowing fluid in a pipe with respect to some reference line. Here the reference line, which means the datum, and that line we call it as the hydraulic gradient line. Again, I'll just repeat, the line which gives the sum of pressure head, datum head of a flowing fluid through a pipe with respect to some reference line, that is known as the hydraulic gradient line. And similarly, if we want to define the total energy line, then only there will be a single change, which is will also add the kinetic head in this definition. Now the definition will become that the line which gives the sum of the pressure head, datum head, and kinetic head of a flowing fluid through a pipe with respect to some reference line, that we call it as the total energy line. This way, whenever you are asked an exam, then you will have to create a diagram like this. You'll have to represent everything in the diagram like Z, P by rho g, V square by 2g, the hydraulic gradient line, total energy line, piezometers, then the frictional loss, everything, and then you will define this hydraulic gradient line, total energy line. You'll even write that the hydraulic gradient line is equal to P by rho g plus Z, and then represent all the terms. Also the losses, which is the minor energy losses, and then write the equation for the total energy line. These two are important concepts and are asked many a times in the competitive exams. Hope that you have understood. Thank you.